This is Owens Buzz On Biz, presented by marketing and sales students. Owens Buzz On Biz takes a look at industry and market analysis and market strategies.
Thanks for joining us on Owens Buzz On Biz. Also, check out Accent on the Arts. It's a concert series we're doing here at Owens Community College. It is free admission, and you can find them on Facebook. I think they have an Instagram as well. Do you guys?
Yeah, that's correct, and a TikTok.
Awesome. Mm-hmm. Cool. Well, today we're going to be talking about war, defense contractors, and the financial ramifications of that. So, and kind of how it interacts with the business world. So, Kevin, do you have anything you'd like to say? Any comments regarding that?
Yeah, I just find it very crazy that there are these companies that can make money off of war just in general, because they're just making a whole ton of money. And if you invest properly, you could also make money, but
that's very true.
Yeah, it's kind of messed up.
Yeah, we can start with Lockheed Martin. They're actually the biggest defense contractor in the United States and in the world for their military services. And they employ 114,000 people. They made $47 billion in 2021 with the U.S. alone, which is an insane amount of money to make. And a lot of people have accused military defense contractors of price gouging and jacking up prices. And where do you guys think that stems from?
I mean, everybody trying to make a profit, I think. I mean, all businesses to a certain extent are out for themselves. I mean, in order to be a successful business, in my opinion, I mean, you have to be to a certain extent. Not necessarily thinking about the people as much as you could.
Adam, what do you feel about like this business model? Do you feel like there should be these businesses in place, or do you feel like these type of businesses shouldn't even be allowed?
In my honest opinion, defense contracting is a very sensitive thing to be in business about, just because we use defense contractors for the best interest of national security and global security and providing aid to other countries. But defense contractors, i.e. Lockheed Martin, Raytheon, etc., are businesses. They're profit incentive. So I just don't think that those two ideals align, because the government is trying to protect and businesses are trying to make a profit. So how do these two things actually complement each other? They don't. They're almost the exact opposite of each other. So this leads to higher prices for protection, which we need protection in the modern world. It's insane to think that Lockheed Martin's making $47 billion in profits straight to their pocket alone just because we need defense products.
Right, and they wouldn't be making us money without war, correct?
Yeah, they need conflict to stay in business, and they have almost a complete monopoly on these defense items that we need.
Do you have any examples?
In 1993, the Pentagon urged companies to merge all these this super competitive environment of defense contractors were told to merge, urged by the Pentagon essentially. And they merged into 5 defense contracting giants. 51 companies, there's a lot of competition there. So the government had a lot of places to go for these arms that they needed. But now that there's 5, and even moving into the modern age, the bottleneck on competition has created almost a monopoly, which is, we know monopolies are really bad.
Not good.
They stomp out variety, and this leads into the price gouging. For example, the U.S. has sent Stinger missiles. They're shoulder-fired rockets to Ukraine. And in 1991, one Stinger missile was $25,000, one rocket. I mean, that's pretty expensive, but it's a missile. Now it's $400,000 for one rocket. Yeah, feel free to laugh. It's kind
of because of this one company that's allowed to
price gouge.
Yeah, because they're the only. It's like the supply and demand.
Yeah, Raytheon, and these comments came from Shay Assad, who spent 4 decades negotiating weapons deals. He first worked for Raytheon, and then he moved into the Pentagon as kind of like to work against it because he saw the injustice. And so he was commenting on like how insane that is. And like, for example, here's another one. An oil pressure switch that NASA would use. When NASA buys the oil pressure switch, it's $328. But when the Pentagon buys the oil pressure switch, take a guess.
Couldn't even guess.
$320 to $10,000 plus.
It's ridiculous.
That is insane.
Yeah. And the defense contractors always say, we're always working in the best interest with integrity, you know.
Yeah, they're just working in their best interest. They don't really, they don't care what they're price gouging. They're just looking to make a profit.
So is there anything that the people can do to stop this?
No.
Or if we're just completely out of our control?
Yeah. Essentially, back in the 90s, the Pentagon was trying to switch to a more like laissez-faire way of dealing with defense contractors. Like let the business be business and then have faith, that they'll operate in the best interest of like all parties involved, which...
Yeah, I feel like in a capitalistic society, I feel like putting faith in a lot of things, it's not the best idea, because a lot of companies, they'll act unethically, they'll price gouge, they'll increase prices. Just there's so many different ways that, and at least in this country,
again, anything for a profit, and they're showing that blatantly.
Yeah,
again, price gouging because they know that they can.
Mm-hmm, exactly.
So if they're going to.
Yeah, it's the same thing with like houses. It's, people know that they can easily charge more for a house that like maybe in the 40s or 50s costed like $5,000. And now if you want to go buy a house around here, it's like, if you want to live on a bad end of town, you could get one for like 50 to maybe 100. And then if you want to live on a good side of town, you got to pay, 6 figures or more.
Jeez.
Yeah, even adjusted for inflation, like even today we all know the housing market's like way out of whack. The automobile market's way out of whack. And the military industrial complex is also way out of whack. Like, wow, who would have known? But
I feel like that's what happens when you give these business owners a lot of control. So
yeah, I know. The Pentagon going laissez-faire.
Monopolies, man.
Yeah. They had ex-negotiators even come in and say that it's not a capitalist market in the military industrial complex. It's a complete like monopoly, essentially. Like they have no negotiating power anymore because they can only go to one person. Well, thanks for joining us on Owens Buzz On Biz.
My name's Sam. It was nice to talk to you guys.
And my name's Kevin.
And my name's Adam. Thank you.